Hello and welcome to Watercooler. We are recording this June 26, 2020. It's almost 5 p.m. Pacific. It's Friday, and I'm excited. Look, I want to get my weekend started too, and the best way to do that is with my fellow Bobo boys. So, let me introduce everybody. This is the show where I, Chris Loxamana, hang out with my cruel digital buds, and with me today, Caelan Biehn here.
Going on?
Hey, Caelan. He's in his apartment. Has the Frank's Red Hot right there on the table. I imagine that's going to be his show and tell item.
Always.
Also, Matt Fondiler's here.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother. And Gary Smith.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
We're still at work.
I know, but you guys look good in the
Thanks.
studio. And, yeah, you guys
I
had a
framed
long day.
this shot myself.
I was going to say, you guys framed it. I've never seen that two-shot yet, and there it is. It looks good. Mike Dawson's here.
What's up, dudes?
What's up? Now, if you want to see Gary and Matt showing off for the video
JV, bro.
Whose phone just went off? Come on.
Audio engineering professional.
Just edit that out.
Come on.
I'll edit that
part
out. It shall be a seamless
Shut up.
transition. Oh, and I put up a video of Matt listing off his best singular foods. So check that out on social media as well.
Honey roasted peanuts.
We're blowing up the internet.
Honey roasted peanuts. It's funny because I was looking when I was editing it. I was listening to him listed it again. It was in alphabetical order, but it got more egregious as it went on. So it's just it really worked out because it was avocado, bacon, barbecue ribs, which I'm surprised nobody said anything about.
We were past you.
Chocolate, and then started getting a little crazier with
All right.
French
Well,
fries.
look,
Honey roasted
since you
peanuts.
fucking brought it up, I do have a revised list here
Oh, God.
based on the firestorm that video caused.
You be careful because I now have to be the one in-the-person reaction for all three of these guys who are at home. I will throw extra shit on their behalf.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't want to hijack the show here. I'm just saying when you're ready, we can
Well,
absolutely dive into that.
The reason I bring this up so early is because last episode I brought it up late, and I felt that was a mistake because
Sure.
we were going to take
Another
a deep
printout
dive.
here, so.
Matt
Oh, God.
has gone away with the post-it note. He's going with the 8.5 by 11, and it's worrying.
It's more
me.
robust than last time.
That's right. So let's just get into it then. Let's start the show
All
off
right.
with some Shay. So Matt, we must.
What are you wrong about today?
Oh,
Not the fucking intro, bro. Do it right.
What? What's on the questionably printed?
Do it
menu?
right.
Do
What's
it
on the
right.
menu?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank All right. So we're continuing the practically starving semicircle. And I just want to say up front that Dawson said that I wasn't ready. And he was right. I think it was a huge mistake to present the list with singular food versus combo food. By the end of the segment, we all agreed. We all agreed. Don't give me that look here.
We all agreed.
That, it's just now all combo foods, which will allow for things like honey roasted peanuts or barbecue ribs with sauce, because it was just a mistake to suggest that any singular food could win out.
Now,
It's always better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. So
that
you
is
did
true.
a good job, and the mea
Thank
culpa
you.
is accepted.
Thank
All right.
you.
But
I
now
also
I
ahead,
want to
Chris.
ask you, Matt, with the since you're doing away with the singular food category, does bacon now have to go up against combo food?
it will have to, yes.
In all
And
fairness,
that's true. I chose a couple from what was once called the single food. But yeah, it's going to be a lot harder. It's a much taller mountain to climb. So.
okay. And for
that's
those
just the way it
who are
works. That's
just
why you play
tuning
the
in,
game.
for those who are just tuning into the show and don't listen to every episode, which I think you should go back and do, we are on a quest to figure out best food. And we've been chipping away at
Just
this
the
for a
best
couple of
food.
weeks. We've
Yes.
gotten nowhere, but I think
Now,
we're going to
Matt,
start on the right.
question
yes,
for you.
Dawson. Yes, please.
Would you call fried chicken a combo food?
I now have to, yes. I don't know if
So
I
they're
would have
we're just making them
originally.
all combo
It's just
food.
all combo food, right? Exactly.
Bacon
And again, some of these,
is also a combo food.
and unfortunately,
It's just
I would
food.
posit,
we're just getting rid of the word combo at this
guys,
point.
I would posit that we're going back 3 episodes to food.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this
Best
was always
food.
meant to be. And
Okay.
people
There you go.
have also said that I'm pulling this bit from Damashek, and I want to just say, first of all,
No.
this is not a list. This is a bracket, okay?
Yeah.
We haven't put
Hey,
it into
Damashek.
bracket form yet,
An
but that's
arranged
ultimately
Damashek.
what this will be. It's a bracket. It's not a list, with all due respect. Also, Damashek will, of course, be welcome to the ultimate opinion. In fact, I would ultimately defer to whatever Shek says is right, because I know he is the true master of this. I am a mere, I'm a student, but you got to take a risk. You got to present something, and I think this is the perfect group to decide what is the best food. I don't think
Okay.
Shek or anyone will be able to question it by the time this bracket is complete.
Yeah.
Hey, Damashek.
Hello?
Madison is the capital of Wisconsin.
Very good.
Anchorage.
All right, Matt. So what do you have on that
So-
piece of paper?
Also, I'm told by people that you have to have like 8 or 16. I personally would have liked the challenge of making a bracket with 14 or 17, but I did just pare this down to 16 for simplicity. Here we go. And again,
16
please,
foods.
this
We're ranking
16
all
foods.
of the foods in the world, and you
No.
believe that you have the 16 best foods.
the 16
That's-
most deserving to be in this bracket, the ones who have the most chance of possibly winning this title.
I'm curious. Let's see.
Well, you've heard them all. I've reorganized it and condensed.
I
the
didn't
list
hear
here
fish
to
and
make it
chips on that
clearer.
list.
I don't believe it could make it.
I believe that
Oh.
you have a ton of hubris to be doing this with any less than 64 foods. Any
I
less.
agree.
I could even make an argument that you would need to go to 128 and do a mega bracket
Again.
that's twice the size of what
Right.
the NC2A does. You are
Please feel free to have your
declaring
own
yourself-
food show. Have your own food
you
show.
are declaring yourself the arbiter of best food and limiting it to 16.
That's right.
Okay.
Personally, I could limit it to 2. This is really just ultimately leading to sandwich versus taco. I feel like everyone knows that's where this is going, but I want to give other foods a chance.
Okay. Okay.
Give me
Now-
back the
Give
marker.
peas a chance.
Oh,
Matt,
give me the marker.
I think we can. I
Now,
think
hold on a
everyone-
second. I do have. Sorry, Chris. I feel like I'm steamrolling. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. I think that everyone here can agree that we all want this to be bracketed. 16 is not nearly enough, and I think that this
It's
segment
plenty.
is really just going to be us being upset over the 16 that you chose. So we don't have to pick any winners today. I just want to
We
hear
definitely won't.
who is in the running.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first,
Pick a loser.
I
America.
am going to make an amendment here. I did have French fries on here, but Dawson's right. Fish and chips would beat out French fries. Who doesn't
Oh.
love the beer battered cod? I mean, fish and chips are fucking amazing. So fish and chips is definitely one.
I like that you opened the door to
of
me
the
to
16.
structuring your bracket before you even started it. So
Yeah, you're
let's
too
go.
malleable.
I love this.
All right. We mentioned earlier bacon. That's also a survivor from the single category. I originally had chocolate on there, but in the interest of trying to make it more an equal player, I've replaced it with a Snickers bar. I feel like the Snickers is one of the all-time best foods.
I feel like by the end of this, I'm going to need a Snickers like those commercials where I'm not myself.
All right, here we go. Sandwich, taco, hot spoon food, which is, soup,
Yeah, we're aware. Soup, stews, chilies,
chowder.
and chowders.
Don't forget chowder.
Very wide range.
Hot
This is
spoon
why you only
food.
need 16. All right, surf, wait for it, and turf, pizza, garlic bread, which I have decided does include garlic knots. Somebody pointed out on Twitter that knots are a form of bread. Therefore, much like a sandwich, a hamburger is considered a sandwich in my world. A garlic
my
knot is a
God.
form of garlic bread. So we'll say garlic bread
Thank God
slash
for
knot.
Twitter.
Well, can we? Okay,
Eggs
go ahead.
Benedict. Eggs Benedict.
Yeah,
Lumpia.
Mhm.
Lasagna, seasonal fruit pie, honey roasted peanuts, and lastly, the last 2 here, barbecue ribs with sauce, and as Caelan loves, wings also implied with sauce.
I would like to point out that the biggest segment of restaurants in this country that serve one kind of food, steak, is not on this list.
What's the surf and turf, my friend?
But that's not its own thing.
Yeah, I think prime rib belongs in there. Prime rib,
Damn.
house cut, rare. Mm.
I'm going to surf and
Fan
turf.
cut
That
if you
wins
Little
all
please.
that.
horseradish.
Because the surf and turf is all those things you're talking about plus lobster. So if you want to vote for steak, I would suggest getting behind surf and turf. That's really your best shot at getting steak to the final four.
I can make anything a hot spoon food if I wanted to.
Well, sir,
Boom.
I hope you will.
Well said.
And
Just
again,
saying.
I'm going to try to arrange this into an actual bracket. I've never done this before, but I feel like I can do it.
Chris, by the way, could we get that quote on one of those, those light up letter boards at your wedding? I could make anything a hot spoon food if I want to.
Sure.
That is a good quote.
So
anyway, again, it is a work in progress, but I feel like we're much closer now. I hope you guys like most of those 16 foods because I don't know what the fuck else I would put in here.
well, but
I'm willing to put a wild card in.
I already forgot some of them, and
See, because they wouldn't last.
I will.
The ones I
do
chose
wanna
are
do-
memorable, Chris. You can't forget them.
I do want to put this this tweet up. I put it out there. Garlic bread or garlic knots. We talked about this last week, and now you're putting them all in the same category. But I tweeted out a couple days ago. We have 1 hour left.
Oh,
and
wow.
Just over
Run away.
2/3 of the voters have voted garlic bread over garlic knots.
Yeah. Again, I saw on Twitter someone said garlic knots are for kids. I don't know if I agree with that.
I
but
disagree.
Yeah,
Garlic
that's
knots are
not
fantastic.
bad.
100% disagree.
And someone
Yeah,
said
they're great.
garlic
They're just
breadsticks
great.
should be a thing too. And I'm thinking garlic bread's a 10, garlic knots are a 9, garlic breadsticks are an 8. They're all fantastic, and I'll have them any day. But garlic bread just a notch higher. And I don't.
Well,
consider
we'll
them the same.
continue
We
the
hit
food.
big issues here, which is great.
We always do on this show, and we'll continue to discuss this in a future episode. But until then, that's what's on the menu. No applause.
All right, I think I'm gonna.
Not from this room.
I think
Gary
I'm
held
going,
up a sign that said "Help,"
I
like
saw
a
that
fucking
Gary,
Wile E. Coyote cartoon.
Gary Graffs is now just looking for some aid here.
Someone save me.
Yeah. I think I need to see a visual representation of this just to make us all even matter. So I can't wait for that. So we'll make sure to put those 16 on. And if anybody has any qualms about Matt's Sweet 16 that he has decided he's taken upon himself to pick, not based off their season records, but just off of whoever he wants to be there, then let him know at Los Angeles. All right. You can tweet him. You can
Hashtag poop
hit
your
'em up.
panties.
Oh, by the way, that Pixel Fun picture that he did of our brand new game show that
No or
took
no?
took over the nation is really good. I think I should show everybody this, and we're putting this up on YouTube, so you can just search Watercooler.
I think
one word.
I think no or no should be swapped around. It should be no or no,
I
just
also
because it
thought
sounds
that.
better.
I
I
thought
think
thought
it sounds better that
Dawson-
way.
I thought it was
sounds
this
better.
way.
It's hilarious,
I thought KNOW was first. But anyway, we're looking at a picture. It's a game show. It features Laxi Pata, who is me, a couple White Claws in the bag already, and I'm standing on
Standing on bookcase.
5 phone books.
Phone books.
Phone books. Oh God.
Are phone books even a thing
Glorious.
still? And
Only for that purpose.
only for that purpose. That's the only time I've seen them in the last couple years are from Pixel Fun's use of me standing on them. It got Caelan or Insomniac ? Playing, Just Matt, Uncle Pat.
What's in
and-
his hand?
in Caelan's
It's
hand?
fruit by the foot. Is what me and Dawson just thought it was.
Ah, okay.
Oh, it could
See,
be.
it's fruit by the foot is highlighted on the score behind there, so I believe that's fruit by the foot.
Okay.
And then Just Matt has his Stone Tangerine Express IPA. Gary holding his Stella Artois. And Mike Dawson, a bunch of C minuses in the bag.
Yeah, there's depending on the size of those racks, there's at least 70 beers behind me, which is
And-
accurate.
And Dawson getting the answer right in the game. So great job. I can't believe he found a no or no logo too. It's just Pixel Fun. Bravo.
Go out on a limb and say he made that. He didn't find it somewhere.
Yeah, I know. But it looks a fish, and yeah, I think that's the official logo of the game. All right. Couple other things now. we teased a tech talk last week because I brought up that I've been getting a lot of Instagram ads for the new Razr flip phone. Now everybody remembers the Motorola Razr. I had one. Did you guys have one?
Oh yeah.
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 Oh, so I think we all had one, which is crazy. That I mean, we all. Did you guys have the Nokia Brick?
Yeah.
No.
The
Oh.
3120 you're talking about?
Is that the one where it had Snake?
The one with Snake?
Oh yeah,
Yes, that was a
good-
3120.
That was a nice
I had
phone.
Snake. That was a good one.
I like that phone a lot. But the Motorola
think
Razr, I never thought I would see it again, but the version 4 has just been introduced. All touchscreen. It looks just like a Razr when it's closed. I'll show you guys some Google images here. But when you open it up, it's a seamless fold. So the screen does not have the seam in it, and it just looks like a regular touchscreen phone, but it flips. I wonder if this will catch on. Gary, our tech expert, definitely has thoughts.
Yeah. No, not yet. Folding,
Wow.
folding
Great
phones, folding phones will be a thing one day, but we're not there yet. This is a novelty so that you can be that asshole at a party who tries to get a conversation started by flipping out your phone. But this thing will not stand up to normal everyday wear and tear. There's a reason that iPhones are made with no moving parts whatsoever aside from the vibrate button. Everything else is static. It's because we beat the hell out of our phones. So it's a cool concept, and I believe that eventually Apple will do something that's folding like this as well. I think the patents for theirs have come out, and it shows 2 separate screens. They're going to obviously try to simulate the whole, seamless thing with no seam, but the first one of these to come out was a Samsung, and they got them into the initial influencers' hands to do reviews, and within 18 hours they had canceled the phone altogether because the influencers were all breaking them and putting it online just by doing normal stuff with the phone. So we're just it's a good idea. It's interesting. I'm not averse to the idea, but this is not it's not there yet unless you have an absurd amount of disposable income.
Okay. I agree. I just don't understand how they can fold the screen like that. It just makes zero sense physically.
Well,
And
that's
then-
why it's not going to be good because
Yeah.
you can't yet. One day you'll be able to, but it's just not.
You don't think it provides more protection when it's closed? So you say we really abuse our phones, but if it's closed, then
are those fucking key
No.
protector screens really that big of a deal? Those little plastic sheets, they work perfectly.
Well, no, Chris,
they?
because in order to fold, it's got to be a less durable surface than the Gorilla Glass or whatever they put on the outside of iPhones.
You're right.
I mean, unless you drop one onto, straight up asphalt that's got different contours in it, if you have a semi-reasonable case on an iPhone, you can drop it pretty hard on a flat, hard surface and not have it break.
Yeah.
It's when you take a direct glass screen hit to an uneven, hard surface like blacktop cement and it hits a pebble or something, that's where you get a glass break. It's hard to break them.
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot better.
I do like how small it is, though. I want something smaller in my pocket. I hate bulgy pockets. Matt wouldn't know. But my
Yeah, it's
wallet,
like
I
just
like to
pockets,
have
man.
very low profile phone. And have you seen the new Palm phones, Gary? Where they're supposed to be like an extension of your actual phone, but you go on the weekend, you just take your Palm phone out and you leave your big phone at home, and it only takes calls and texts, and does very minimal things, and it's a smaller footprint in your pocket, and then you pay more attention to life. I kind of like that concept, but is that just an Apple Watch, an Apple Pocket Watch that you have?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, look, I like the concept of it too, but with that, I mean, it's good. I like the idea of not having a full-fledged, app-laden device with you at all times. I think that's really good. I've taken to trying, and I'm not good at it, but I've taken to trying to separate from myself from my phone at least a few hours every night. It's not always possible, but it makes me feel better when I do successfully do it.
Yeah, I try to do it, and then I get an email, and
Well, that's the
then
problem.
it freaks me out. Like, oh, I would have missed that had I put my phone away. But then again, it's an email. They can wait. Sometimes with our job, though, they can't. And
A lot of times.
most times. But yeah, I would like to do that too. So, and Apple, you can have that. Make the Apple Pocket Watch. I think people would get that. And then it would just, that's what
And
they
by the
should
way,
call
Chris,
it.
I agree with you about the notion that people cannot wait in our job, but I've often wondered if we are slaves to our own success. I, for so long, have worked so hard to make sure that if you send me an email during business hours, you are not waiting more than 4 minutes to get a response. And I just wonder if people now depend on that. And if I don't answer, then it's viewed as worse than if I had just been kind of more lazy about it and gotten people used to a longer response time.
Yeah, you wish you
Today's
would have.
miracle is tomorrow's expectation.
That is correct. I love that
Are you
quote.
reading a quote thesaurus?
It's totally true. And Gary is right. Gary is so good at responding to emails. He's established himself as that guy. And I could see how you wish you would have waited a little bit. So, I don't know. It's
really
weird.
do.
And something else, if we're talking about email, have you guys figured out how to write the word please without sounding sarcastic? Because every time I type an email, even if I type the word please, and I mean it as sincerely, and I'm just trying to be polite, it looks sarcastic. No?
Well, first of all, stop putting so many
You're
like,
right.
please. You know, like if you would
Yeah.
just spell it one, like that
That'll
would
do it.
definitely help.
That'll do it, Chris.
Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I get those emails from you a lot where you go, man, I really need you to help me, please. And I'm like, whoa, bro, check
Yeah,
yourself.
and I would I should probably stop the all caps too.
Yes.
No, but
Also
seriously
not
though, does that work for you guys, or does that bother you if I say please?
no.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
No, but I have the same problem that you have, that sometimes I'll put please in an email and I'll be like, how are they going to take that please? This is going to be like,
Yeah.
can you please help me here? You know,
Yeah.
and sometimes you think they might think that. And I go, you know what? I'm going to take out the please. And I've taken out the please. And then I go, shit, I should really say please. I'm asking someone to do something. So it's a weird conundrum. It's like a catch-22.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to voice record all my emails. You'll just get an attachment with an MP3 on it, and it's me saying it with a correct tone. So that'll be the new plan. All right, a couple more
Talking
things.
about a phone call?
Yeah. Basically, I'm leaving a voicemail, but it's a lot more complicated to receive and to listen to. All right, we got a couple more things to get to before we hit our show and tell. Actually, one more thing in particular, and that is we talked about this list about sports ranked by difficulty, and of course, Dawson immediately asked, "Where's bocce ball?" Let's find it because I have the
Followed
list
by
here.
where's cornhole?
Yeah, where's cornhole?
Now
all right.
I have one significant problem with this list, which is why
Golf needs to be a lot higher on that list.
There you go, Caelan. That is exactly why I showed this to Chris. Golf
Yeah.
being at 51 is absurd.
That's ridiculous.
I am not saying that golf should be one by any stretch of the imagination, but golf should absolutely not be in the bottom 15% of this
Badminton
list.
is harder than golf.
So for those just listening.
I don't know. The only thing there that I could see that golf could possibly replace is rowing so far. Everything else seems a little more difficult than golf.
Badminton is not harder than golf.
Okay, badminton can go.
Okay, well,
Field
first off,
hockey, Dawson. Field hockey is 17.
No, dude, they fucking run into each other and beat
Yeah.
the shit out of each other. There's a lot of running.
all right.
Roller hockey without the rollerblades? Like, what are we talking about?
Golf, you walk, you stand, you swing, you walk.
I'm not talking about exertion,
stand.
Dawson.
Okay.
I'm saying
You swing.
when was the-
Sometimes you have to crouch to pull the ball.
Exertion
out of the hole.
is difficulty. Something
it's
is
not.
more difficult if you have to exert yourself.
All right, so we're
That's
looking
not-
at a list here. It's
It's
sports.
100% true, Gary. Are the things that you don't have to exert yourself at inherently easier than things you have to put an effort in?
Dawson, is an audiobook easy? How much do you exert yourself when you're producing one?
How do I make my video go away?
A, that's not a sport. And B, I would argue that 400 hours for 300 pages is a fuckload of exertion.
So, Dawson, okay, fine. You know what? Fuck it. I don't even care.
I'm listening.
Dawson, the difficulty of golf is that when you get to a golf course, par is 72. Are you saying it is easy to go out there and shoot a 72?
I didn't say it was easy. I said it doesn't
You
take
said
that
it's
much
not
exertion.
difficult. I'm sorry. No. You said difficulty is
I said
exertion,
it's
and there's no
probably
exertion.
less
Therefore,
difficult
it's
than
not
field
difficult.
hockey. I'd say it's
How
still
do
probably
you-
less difficult than field hockey.
Really? You believe
never
you would have
played
an
field
easier
hockey.
time shooting par on a golf course than you would going out and playing field hockey?
No, I'm not saying that. I've never shot par on a golf course in my life.
None of
I've also
us have,
never
because it's
exerted
very
myself while
difficult.
playing golf in my life. The only way I've exerted myself in golf is when it's hot and I start sweating.
Like,
Are you
Well,
worn
there's a
out
barrier
after
of
18 holes, Gary?
exertion and skill. That's
No,
really lost.
Dawson, but we're talking about sports that are difficult. You're the one who brought exertion into this conversation. I'm saying the object of golf is to reach par, which is the number determined by the person who designed the golf course. I'm saying I've played golf about 5,000 times over the years, and I've never come anywhere close to shooting par. So I would say that
But
given
do you
that,
find it incredibly difficult?
yes, because I've never been able to achieve my goal. It's very difficult to try to shoot par, and the closer I get, the prouder I am.
I'll go back a step. I'm not saying it's not difficult. It's difficult. I think the list is pretty close, except for maybe badminton. I think the list looks pretty good on difficulty. Throw it back up there.
All right, here it comes. So this is a list from 1 to 60, sports ranked by difficulty. Gary found it, and he was very upset because I'll list the top 10 for those listening. 1, boxing. 2, ice hockey. 3, football. 4, basketball. 5, wrestling. 6, martial arts. 7, tennis. 8, gymnastics. 9, baseball/softball. They are 1. 10, soccer. And then all the way over to number 51 is golf.
Golf should be in the top
11,
5.
11 is alpine skiing. That alpine skiing should be number 1 in level of difficulty.
see, mine. I
Trying
would
to get
say-
down a Nordic mountain on 2 planks as fast as you can without killing yourself, I'm going to say arguably that's the most difficult sport on there.
I think I've only attempted at least 20 of these sports. But I don't know. I mean, I've golfed only 3 times, so I have no say in the matter. Actually, twice. I've golfed twice. I have no say in the matter.
Golfing is not easy. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Which would
It's
make
considerably easier than at least 45 of the sports up there.
Now, yeah, and
I think
Caelan's
golf
right.
should be in the top 5.
Really?
I don't know that canoing or
I would
kayaking
put-
is
I would
more difficult
swap
than
for
golf.
Wrestling.
You would put wrestling at
Golf is
51?
one of the hardest games that there is. Golf is so difficult. I don't know how it's not like within the top 5.
You know what? I
It
would
takes
love.
so much skill to be a good golfer.
Can we
An
do a?
incredible amount of skill.
Can we have a 5-some at golf? Is that a thing, Gary?
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's
I would
do
love
it.
to go golfing. We should all go golfing
Let's swing
and
some
see
sticks.
how hard it is. So, how about this? We will not rearrange this list yet until we all go golf and really do some firsthand experimentation before we can finally come to our conclusion. All right? Because right now we're all just like speaking into the wind here. We need to get our boots on the green and
Is
play golf.
windsurfing on here, by the way? Speaking of
Matt
something
needs
into
to
the
know
wind,
wind-
I feel like
I do not see windsurfing.
windsurfing got snuffed here. Yeah.
What is Nordic
Also, can we
skiing?
also agree? Can we also agree gymnastics? We would all be
8?
pretty horrible at those too. I feel like that should be a little.
Yeah,
higher
that
as
seems
well.
hot. Where is that?
Who's gonna be
8.
doing like
That's an
tons
8.
of tumbling and cartwheels and the fucking splits and
Alright.
stuff? Like, that's difficult.
I think water polo is much more difficult than soccer, gymnastics, tennis.
And then I could see
You have to tread water for a long time, and you actually have to get half of your body up out of the water to make a shot. That's
Yeah.
incredibly fucking difficult.
And I don't like how they put skiing as in 3 different ones. They put skiing alpine, skiing Nordic, and skiing freestyle. Yet, number 42 is 3 different kinds of rodeo: bull, bareback, and bronc riding. I'm sure the people
Wow.
in Texas, our Texans out there, are going to be very upset that they divided skiing into 3 categories, but rodeo, oh, I'm sure there's a huge difference between bareback and bronc riding. I wouldn't know it, but I'm sure
Now,
those who do it, there's a difference.
team handball at 26. Now, if you were playing in a maximum security prison yard, then I would say that team handball is 26 on that difficulty list.
But I will say that I can say that handball is easier than golf. I will. So I think there are some flaws in this list, but we got to have a 5-some at golf to do this. So anyway, everybody watch this video on YouTube. Check out the list
Now
that we're all looking at.
If we're going to play golf, we're going to have to play field hockey right after.
Yeah.
Just to be sure.
Yeah. Oh,
To get
I
an
think we should do
accurate
all of these
representation.
sports. Yeah, and really, because I don't think even the person who made this list has done all of these sports. So
Where did this list come from?
I don't, Gary.
Somewhere online.
He just
I
he
think I
just
saw
saw
it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's just one of those lists.
I
that has been
think
going
somebody just opened an Excel spreadsheet and had a little bit too much time on their hands.
around. Yeah,
they
they
did a nice
sorted
job
by.
with the borders and
I think they sorted by date created and not by difficulty. So we have to.
yeah.
When they made the spreadsheet, so it's actually no real order. We will get down to the bottom of this, and I can tell you, pole vaulting number 16, it's pretty hard. I did tonight.
Fishing is a little more difficult than billiards.
Maybe.
Yeah, Billy. Yeah, I would agree. I would. Well, actually, now I don't know because fishing, you just kind of. I guess to actually catch the fish in that.
If everything's done for you and somebody just hands you a pole and there's a bunch of fish in the water and you got good bait, yeah, fishing's easy, but that's not fishing.
I do like how the last 4 are ones that you can simultaneously have a beer with. Well, maybe not shooting. That's probably very irresponsible. But
Only the last 4, Chris? Come on now.
that's true. Yeah, you could do. You could
Well,
definitely do. have a beer with-
curling is one of the biggest drinking games of all time.
Oh, okay. And I will say this: number 47, we will all be
in
having
most
beers.
in most competitions, and I believe the Olympics up until maybe 4 or 8 years ago, players were allowed to drink while they were curling.
There you go.
Damn.
Dawson dropping null. All right, so we will get down to the bottom of that sports ranked by difficulty. We'll tweet it out. Everybody, check the video out on YouTube. Let us know what you think. And now it's time for some dun, 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 show and tell. And let's start it off with, I mean, it's been hyped up the entire show, and it's time to go to him. I'm talking about Mr. Caelan Biehn. What do you got for show and tell? Woo!
Okay. Well, tomorrow is my daughter's first birthday, and I got her a very
Hey, all right.
I got her a very cute instrument set. So just a bunch of little instruments, and I ordered on Amazon, and it came, and then this showed up with it. It's my new mouse pad.
Up, it appears to. Oh wow!
It's a mouse
How
pad
spectacular!
that I had not realized I had purchased. So
Wow. And you
I
got
accidentally bought that, and I'm actually very happy with it.
And you got it for your apartment?
What does it look like?
It's square, and it's black, and it's kind of sticky, so it doesn't move around. It's like a felt kind of over the top. It's good.
Sounds like a mouse pad.
Yeah. It looks just
I
like
noticed
a mouse
a little
pad.
white. There's a little white logo on it. What is that? That was the most unique part of it.
I couldn't tell you.
It looks good.
Paints a picture with his words, doesn't he?
I couldn't tell you. It's a couple circles.
Yeah, it looks
An accidental purchase that turned out to be quite nice.
And you got that for your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Caelan, I want to talk to you about that mouse pad then that you got for your apartment. Because there's another mouse pad that you use all the time that I see every day.
Okay.
and it is in the search room, the engineering room. Gary's actually grabbed it and he's holding it up in the front of his camera. It's the Caelan's Posse mouse pad. This is my show and tell, all right? What we're looking at is a filthy ass mouse pad. It looks disgusting every time I look at it, except it has Caelan's cute baby face along with Michael Biehn and Caelan's 2 older brothers, which is why I can't throw it away. There's some sentimental value to it, but it is so dirty. It's so worn out. It's so gross, and that's the mouse pad they use at work. And you bought a new mouse pad for your apartment?
Yes, I did. That's right. I
Look
love
at
that
that thing.
mouse pad.
It's a full color photo, but it's been touched by so many dirty fingers. It now looks like a sepia tone photo from the Old West. It's completely faded and brown. And
I think that mouse pad
That thing
started
is at
COVID.
least 20 years old.
the mouse pad started COVID. Oh, too soon.
Yeah, it's at least 20 years old, and it's pretty raggedy. I'm surprised Gary touched it with his bare hands, but I did send him the text to get that last second. And now, if you guys want to see it, that's my show and tell. Caelan's old mouse pad, right here on YouTube.
That was like a VR show and tell, Chris. That was really cool how you did that. But
Well, thank God,
nice job,
Gary.
Caelan, as well.
Yeah, thank God Gary didn't separate himself from his phone for that moment because I did want. Once Caelan showed his mouse pad, I wanted to show that one. So double mouse pads. That's the second time that I've piggybacked on a Caelan show and tell. Remember, I showed my coffee mug right after. By the way, on Days of Thunder, every time that we do Days of Thunder, Feeney will ask me, "So, what'd you guys talk about on Watercooler?" And I can't think of anything cool, so I go like, "Oh, we do show and tell." Show and tell, what does that consist of? Oh, I just reach for something and I show it to the screen, and it just sounds so lame. And I can't make it sound cool. Matt listed some food,
And then, and then he'll make fun of us, and we try to double down. And we're like, "Well, no, sometimes we do arms reach show and tell." What's that? Well, you'd have to pick something from where you're sitting. Awesome.
Yeah, we definitely don't sound cool. I'm sorry. I got to be prepared with something cooler when I plug this show. All right, let's go next to.
I think you're putting too much effort into trying to impress them.
I think you're right.
We
I
got
think
our
you're
own
right.
good thing going here.
We
with our
totally
state
do.
capitals and all.
You're
That's
right.
good.
Let's go to the boys in the studio. We'll start off with
Yo,
Shay
what up?
Fondiler. Yo. And Shay, what do you got today?
All right. Well, I have very few things in my office on my desk, but I did bring one of the things in with me from my office that one of my friends got for me many, many years ago. It's very nerdy. One of my all-time favorite shows is a show called Battlestar Galactica. And one of my friends went to Comic-Con in 2009 when that show was the thing, and he got me an autographed picture of Edward James Olmos, who's one of the leads on that show. And he wrote an inspirational message in character. He wrote a quote that his character says, and he actually signed it as the character in addition to his name. And of course, the quote, "Sometimes you got to roll the hard six." You gamblers know what that means. Gotta take risks.
If only it was that
take a
easy.
risk.
Hey, just roll it now, dude. You got to roll it. Roll the hard six now.
That's
right.
when you roll a 3 and a
So that's I will say I've looked at this many, many times, and it's inspired me. You got to take risks. It's important to do that. So that's my
Are you
show and
rolling the
tell.
hard six, bro?
You know it.
Matt,
That's from
Good.
give me
Admiral
an example.
Adama.
I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I kind of will. Give me an example of a risk you've taken, man. I want to know because you want to take your risks.
Sure. Well, how about my true crime job? I spent
Yes.
100 hours of my own time through an episode together for free, and now I have a job that I've been working for over a year at. So there's a risk, and it paid off.
That is totally a risk. So there you go, Matt. He does the Sword and Scale podcast, and he's killing it. He had 2 back-to-back episodes, right?
Yeah. I did. Well, I'm in charge of the release pattern, but yeah.
Right. But yeah,
out that way.
you had 139, 144, 153, and then you had 161 and 162.
Amazing.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you.
So
Thank
make
you
sure
for
to check out
remembering.
Sword and Scale. All right, Gary, what do you got? Oh, and by the way, Edward James Olmos. I remember seeing that. And I go, oh, the guy from Dexter, and I guess he had a much bigger role on Battlestar Galactica, but he had a slight run on Dexter when it got bad.
There you go.
All right, Gary. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Gary, what do you got?
Okay. My show and tell's on my phone, but since the camera's far away, I'll just have to read it to you. Difficulty, noun, a thing that is hard to accomplish, deal with, or understand. Thank you for your time.
Boom.
Do you
Mic drop.
think something's harder to accomplish?
I
if
won't
you
be
have to
taking any
exert
questions,
yourself
thank
for
you.
45 minutes at a time.
My client does not have time
That's
for any
what-
further
that's what
questions,
happens when
sir.
someone loses an argument.
Matt
is
they
taking any
quote
questions
for Carrie
the
now.
dictionary and then say, "I'm done."
Security,
go.
security, take that man in the red shirt out, please. Get him out of here. Thank you, thank you.
All right, Gary. I didn't know we could share definitions, but my show and tell just got a lot more vast in the future. So just in
He
case
shared knowledge. Don't you
He did.
understand?
That's right. He shared some null. All right. Lastly, Mike Dawson. What do you got, my friend? He's reaching back behind him.
If he defines exertion, I swear to God.
He pulls it out of the wall.
He's holding up a book.
This is something that
Oh,
I love
everyone should have in their
What rhymes with
in their
exertion?
repertoire.
what is it that you're holding up for people who just listened to the show? And they shouldn't
This
do that. They should watch
is the complete rhyming dictionary.
Yes, and not
Now,
only complete,
does-
but updated. The updated edition.
Yeah.
What are you flipping
So,
through? What are you seeing? Give him a word. Somebody
give
give
us
him
an
a word,
example.
and Dawson will give you some rhymes.
Exertion.
it. Dictionary.
Dictionary. What rhymes with rhyming dictionary?
I am finding.
It seems a lot more like selecting than finding.
Tantalizing.
Yeah. Dawson's flipping through. He's enamored. He's invested into this book now. We lost him. I knew he should have cracked
Preparedness.
Rhyme it. Come on.
He's so into it. What are you doing?
Now this seems like a really thick book. I think it's
Find
weird.
difficulty, so I can rhyme some things for you guys.
There's no way it has
But I will
difficulty. in
forego
it.
that.
Who would put difficulty in their song?
A genius.
It's not a
golfer.
guide to writing songs. This is just a complete rhyming dictionary.
Yeah, but the subtext
So-
said songwriting.
Ulti is in here somewhere. I just have to find Ulti,
Salty.
but I'll just pass.
Is ulti a word? I'm confused now.
It's the end.
No,
of the
you
word. That's
just-
the
you
part
go
you
for
have
the-
to rhyme.
Sounds.
There's crooker. there's salty.
Oh, I see. That makes a
Ah.
little bit more sense.
All right.
So this is the songwriter's friend. Everyone should get one.
Yeah. It could be for poets as well, according to the subtext. There you go. The complete. Weirdly, Gary and Dawson had very similar show and tells, and Caelan and myself had very similar show and tells.
Well, sometimes you got to roll the hard six.
Oh, you got to take
Yes,
a risk.
mine
And Matt
was different.
rolled
I'll
his
let
hard
myself out.
six. And I see that picture every day. It hangs up in Matt's office. And Matt doesn't have a lot of things hanging or displayed in his
Yeah,
office.
it's not hanging. It's actually just set on my desk and leaning against the wall. I
that's
don't
right.
I don't even put a nail in the wall. It
There's
just leans.
nothing. Why don't you hang anything, Matt?
I don't know. I should. I just have rolled up posters in my office for 10 years now. I've
yeah.
never put anything up.
Meanwhile, I gave Caelan my old office, and he is just trying to get rid of every single part of me that was ever in there. Just tossing them out. He couldn't get them out fast enough.
It's out of there.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that'll do it for Water Cooler today. That was fun. Let's
Nice
get our
job,
weekend
guys.
started. Yes. Now let's
Yeah.
get going with our plugs, and I'll start it off by rolling a hard six and going straight to Matt first.
Oh, well, hey, Battlestar Galactica. I don't know if that's available anywhere, but if it is, you should stream it because that show was dope. That's the one from the early 2000s, not the one from the 70s. Caelan's watched it too, so I know he can back me up.
It's phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
I'm positive that
Phenomenal.
when Gary has time on his hands, he will also love the shit out of the show. But it's quite an investment, but it is really, really good. Also, follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondiler. Check out some of the Sword and Scale episodes that I worked on. I'm really proud of all those, and I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Likewise. Okay. I do want to check out Battlestar Galactica if you guys are saying it is this good.
Did they have the little
Hell
guy
yeah.
beady? Is that dude still in it?
Yes and no. There, you will see a pretty rough CGI approximation of what you're talking about, but it's in no way like
Right.
the main character on the show.
All right.
But it's all referenced within itself.
And I'm gonna keep it in the studio and go to Gary next. Gary, what would you like to plug for this weekend?
Dictionaries.
Gary has some sass today.
It amazes me that you think you proved your point by reading the definition of difficulty when all I said was exertion certainly makes things more difficult.
All right. If that mic wasn't on a stand, I think Gary would have dropped it after his show and tell. Caelan.
Why are you so upset?
Don't worry.
I'm not upset.
This is too comfortable. This is completely comfortable. I have no issue with this at all. I can handle it. I can hang, even if I'm not in the same room. I feel zero tension. Matt just held up a help sign, and I loved it. All right, lastly, Dawson, what would you like to plug? Or I guess second and lastly.
Pick up my latest audiobook. It's awesome. Up on Game, where I ruled the world. Richard Stanley's story. It's like if you like Lock Up, but want it from the prisoner's perspective. It's pretty hardcore, and it's not bad narration, I might say. Up on Game, when I ruled the world, available wherever you buy audiobooks. Please pick it up.
Up on Game, and that's Richard Stanley. He's been on the Corolla Show, and he has a crazy life. He has crazy stories about anything. So make sure to get Up on Game. No better time to listen to an audiobook than the summer. Have a nice summer audio sesh. All right, and as for me, once again, I'm just going to plug this show, plug the YouTube channel, plug the videos, because if you guys are liking the YouTube stuff, we got some pretty cool stuff coming up. So we like doing the videos, we like doing these shows. We doubled up since the quarantine, the stay-at-home happened. We've been doubling up on shows every week, and we just appreciate everybody hanging with us. It's so fun, everybody chiming in, everybody reaching out. It means a lot. It just means that what we're doing is at least somewhat substantial, and that is actually huge for us. So thank you. Please share it with a friend, and we will see you next week. Have a great weekend. We love you. Goodbye.